What will he share with us about his life in and outside of the National Football League? We're coming back to Canton. You come back with us.
I'd like to say thank you, City of Canton, and the people here for showing such great hospitality since I've been here. I'd like to thank the over 3,000 plus behind-the-scene volunteers who have made this the crown jewel of my sports experience. I'd like to thank my family, whose support was absolutely necessary for me to reach this most magnificent moment in time. I'd like to thank my mom and dad for the great gene pool that they provided and the unwavering verbal, moral, and spiritual support that was always there and so freely and lovingly given. My football career started in a very inconspicuous way. I started as an 8th grader as a student at Empire Junior High School in Cleveland. There was really nothing special about my play, but that was the beginning of my love affair with the game. From there, it was off to East Tech High School, a school that was primarily known for track and its basketball prowess, where I was not a star. At best, maybe I was slightly better than an average player. My son, who loves me, exaggerates. As a senior, I was noticed by Warren Schmagel, who was the freshman coach at the University of Nebraska. I was offered and accepted an athletic scholarship, and this exposed me to an academic and athletic college program that I think was the best in the country, along with the special caveat to play for, in my opinion, the greatest teacher, football college coach ever, Bob Devaney. Thus beginning my pro football journey. I signed with the Philadelphia Eagles in 1964, where Joe Kuharich was not only my head coach, but he was also like a second father to me, a man I respected and I loved. My line coach in Philadelphia was Dick Stanfield, who has also been nominated to this Hall of Fame, and I hope one day he will be enshrined. Coach Stanfield was an all-pro guard for the Detroit Lions and an absolute genius tactician of line play. He encouraged my super aggressive DEFCON 5 style, and he helped me to develop my unorthodox line stance. As a rookie, I brought to the Eagles the desire to win, the need to be the best, and uncompromising work ethic to accomplish both. Coach Stanfield taught me how to take the talents that I brought to the Eagles and forged it into a workable tool that ultimately placed me here today. My next stop, the Los Angeles Rams, which gave me an opportunity to play with 3 future Hall of Famers: offensive guard Tom Mack, defensive tackle Merlin Olsen, and defensive end Deacon Jones. What really made the Ram experience so good was that every day I had the opportunity to work with and against arguably the greatest defensive end ever, Deacon Jones. Each day I knew I had to bring my A game to practice. And I also knew that working against a great defensive end like Deacon would surely help me develop my abilities to become a better offensive tackle. My thinking being, if it doesn't kill me, the process will certainly make me stronger. I'll say a special thank you to Deacon, because what he did helped lead me to this very fantastic place. I love you for it. I love you for it. But D, did you have to be so rough? My final stop was the Oakland Raiders. I'd like to thank Mr. Al Davis for trading for me and giving me an opportunity to play with the greatest, wildest, most talented group of mixed nuts ever assembled anywhere. The football gods were kind to afford me that opportunity. Every player who has played in the National Football League should have had an opportunity to play for the 70s Raiders and Coach John Madden, a coach who is long overdue to be enshrined in this great Hall of Fame. Coach Madden and my Raider teammates made the closing out of my career a wonderful, crazy, happy time for me. I'm proud and privileged to be able to have my name mentioned along with 4 great Raider Hall of Fame offensive linemen, Art Shell, Gene Upshaw, Jim Otto, and Ron Mix. Better has not been born yet. I can't begin to express the honor and pride that I feel to have been associated with these men. To my new Hall of Fame brothers, I became a player, but I've always been a fan. All you guys are heroes to me. I am thrilled and eager to embrace you, my band of brothers. I'd like to close by saying I'd like to plead to the Hall of Fame Selection Committee to please remember 3 deserving greats: Coach John Madden, Claude Humphrey of the Atlanta Falcons, defensive end extraordinaire, and L.C. Greenwood, one of the best of the best. Thank you.
Well, some amazing words from Bob Boomer Brown, is once again thinking of things besides football, Tom, and also mentioning some other people that probably should be in the Hall of Fame, making his case for him. Such elegance from 2 guys that battled on the trenches.
Yeah, it's amazing the wisdom that's down in the trenches. But I think when you listen to that speech, he talked about family, he talked about that long journey. The line that I love the best in that speech, my super aggressive DEFCON 5 style with which I played offensive tackle. And he taught it to Art Shell and Gene Upshaw in that year with the Raiders, and they started to do that same thing we saw in the video. Punch in the gut was a whole different game after that. Redefined the position of offensive tackle.
And the first time you played against that style, what happened?
Yes, I regurgitated about 3 days after that.
I'm telling you, it stays with you. There's no question about it.